We'll talk about everything sports and entertainment.
What time will that be?
10 o'clock, right here on VCW Swing Truth.
Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Patrick Royce, Lavelle, E. Neal, and Sid Hartman. Sydney, how are you tonight?
Not too good.
Not too good.
I had 3 sheets pulled and a bridge removed.
Oh, wow, really?
There's going to be nothing left in your head pretty soon. Teeth were the only thing holding that together.
Yeah.
But you're here, and we appreciate you're a warrior. For lack of no other reason except they're going to open the stadium kind of this week, how are you feeling about the Vikings and the new stadium and the buzz that goes with it?
Here's the thing. Dallas opened a new stadium, and they had a terrible record. The stadium ain't going to win one game for them. My opinion about the Vikings is, I don't know that we had a story in the paper today about the number 8 offense. 8 offense, 10 offense, 12 offense won't mean a thing if that quarterback doesn't have a good year. And he's got to play a lot better than he played last year, than he played the year before, if they're going to go a long way.
He's a winner, though. His record's good.
Huh?
He's a winner. His record is good.
I'm just saying, he played good. If he plays good, they'll win again.
How about the stadium? What do you think of the stadium?
The stadium, I think, is the most fantastic thing. I've been in this business for 70-some years, and I've seen maybe every stadium in the country, and I never seen anything like it. I toured that whole stadium a couple of weeks ago, and I'll tell you what, even for baseball, it's going to be unbelievable for John Anderson. That stadium is
All right, you've talked long enough now, okay? You opened the show, you said, ask me first, I did.
It's a great stadium, and of course you like it because they have in honor of Sid entrance to the freaking press box.
You know how hard you had to work to get that done?
Exactly. The baseball thing, I disagree. The right field foul line is going to be like 290 yards down the line with a 40-foot wall.
90 feet.
I'm sorry, feet. That's a big difference. So it's going to be interesting to see how baseball plays in there, because apparently there's rumors that they may want to get the Twins to play a couple exhibition games in there just to kind of show off the baseball side of it. But I think it'll be interesting to see the Gophers and high school games and college games played there first to see how it goes. Because the only place that's going to have dirt is going to be the pitching mound. Everything else is going to be turf. So it's going to be weird.
They're lucky they got in there. If the Vikings would have had their way, there wouldn't have been any baseball.
You said it, I didn't. Yeah.
They tried to keep them out. They wanted soccer and football, and they didn't want baseball in there. But the only thing I know about it is I looked at the Star Tribune special section today. And
massive.
It looks pretty massive, and all these 17 different clubs I heard. 17 different
that you could belong to in
bars,
some way, shape, or form.
Huh? Drinking areas, 17 different ones, all carried premium prices. Boy, am I glad I don't go to games and drink anymore, though. I can't afford it.
You know what happens? When you walk into the stadium, they go take your credit card, put it in the machine, and you're not going to get it back until after the game's over. So while you're there, they're just going to bing, bing.
What were you going to say, Sid?
I just wonder what the cost is. They've got suites on the field.
Right.
I just wonder what those cost.
Well,
all I know is a friend of mine has tickets on the 20-yard line, and it cost them $15,000, $9,000 for the seating thing, and the tickets are $6,000. So the tickets will be no $9,000 next year, but the $6,000 will be there.
The long-time season ticket holder, Greg Wong, who's had tickets forever, he sells them to guys, but told me last year his was 139, the same seats were 300.
Just that simple, huh?
And that's not That doesn't count the seat licenses.
Woo.
That's same seats.
Have we found out what they've,
139 to 300.
if they've carved into the other teams much with the
Yes.
stadium? Do we know anything on that?
Well, I don't think it's official on all the other teams, but I know other people having events in town have been told we can't do as much for you this year as we did previously because the Vikings are costing us so much more money.
Do you think the Twins maximize, year-round they've got events in there? I don't even know. Is that a big profit center for them or what, all the other events?
It's definitely a profit center. And here's the thing, Maxie. That doesn't go into the revenue sharing for MLB, so that's all money for them.
Right.
So the wedding receptions, the daily retreats, the other functions they have there during the day. It's always, I get there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon sometimes, and there's stuff going on.
It's amazing, yeah. But I didn't know if that was big money for them, small money, what?
The
I bet
Vikings
you
are
adds
going to
up.
have 17 rooms for wedding receptions.
Oh, correct, yeah.
They're going to cut into
You want to
big
get married,
time.
the other one going at the 50 and the 40 and the
right.
30 once they get that thing going.
Right.
Well, it's like the Packers have done up there in Green Bay.
This is the wrong time for the Twins to have a bad year because the season ticket renewals are about to go out, and people probably start moving some of that money over toward the Viking season tickets. It'll be interesting to see what the return's going to be after a season like this.
Well, you're not going to buy them.
I didn't buy them
know that.
before. When was the last time you bought a ticket for anything,
I
Mr.
sat
Moneybags?
I sat my own seats last night. They were
you?
great. Yep.
How many games do you have in
I
your
got
package?
13.
13.
Yeah,
Is that about right?
that's about right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good enough.
Yeah. But all these stadiums said they're fantastic. I was in San Francisco's last year. It was the big deal. I mean, they're all the big deal for a year or two, and then somebody else's is a big deal.
Talking about the stadium again.
Yeah, again.
Green Bay does the same thing. They charge for the seats when they remodel that stadium, and their ticket prices are higher than the Vikings.
Green Bay's, I didn't know that.
That's what somebody told me.
Does anybody else need a stadium in
Lester
this town?
Bagley.
Does anybody else in this town need a stadium now? Does everybody have their stadium? Does Eden Prairie need a new football stadium?
It's
Everything
the
covered now?
most amazing.
Soccer.
Well, that's coming. That's going to happen.
You're going to dominate the show again, huh?
What are you talking
Take a
about?
break, come back, stay
You
with us.
barely got a word in.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by
As America's longest-lasting pickups, Ram's continued leadership is eye-opening. Like Ram 3500 with the best towing and the best torque. And Ram 1500 with the best fuel economy. It's no wonder
Elite. Choose from 60 certified pre-owned BMWs at BMW of Minnetonka.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs, fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second to none happy hour, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyt's.
J.D. Hoyt Supper Club coming to downtown Minneapolis anytime. See that new stadium or beyond, stop by, see Pat and the gang at J.D. Hoyt's. Shop, steak, seafood, and a whole lot more. Welcome to the show. Sidney, you said that you wanted to say something right off the top here. What was it?
Somebody is going to get hurt. With soccer, you'll have 5 pro teams, and you'll have the university.
Some team will get hurt.
Some team's going to get hurt.
It's already happened.
The university hockey already, they are giving the tickets away for Gopher hockey. And wait till you see the program for Gopher basketball. they're going to practically invite you to come in free.
Well, the Twins are already getting hurt. Twins are already getting hurt.
Let's move down.
Timberwolves have been hurt for 10 years.
I agree. Yep.
Let's move down to the Twins. Patrick, they came back this weekend, competitive to an extent, lost 2 out of 3. The games were not real exciting this weekend.
No, you know who's good? Well, if you stayed up till 1 in the morning.
Yes, you want to stay up to see an error at home plate.
But the real dilemma for him is Buxton to me, because today they lost the game because Buxton wasn't playing.
Right.
Because Danny Santana butchered a fly ball to make a 2-1 game a 4-1 game. But he comes up last night with a chance to drive in a run, and there's about an 80% chance he's going to strike out, which he did. He cannot handle the inside pitch. And somebody has got to get him. If he don't shorten it up, here's Molitor. When he was 40 years old, Molitor all of a sudden came up with the no stride, quick little swing. Why can't we get Buxton to try that?
You know what I think it is? I remember we used to go out and watch Molitor take band press. I think it's really tough to get guys to just trust their hands.
Well, the other thing is,
might have caught a ball.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was something. I mean, he really, we forget about it now he's managing all the time. He was a joy to watch.
Yes.
Molitor?
Yeah.
Oh, he was awesome to watch hit.
But Buxton might have caught a key ball that bounced into the open for
Santana.
He would have had.
He would have put it in his belt.
He would have had his back to the wall instead of Santana running like this trying to catch it.
So are we going to find out if Sano can play third base, or is that simply a Band-Aid until Plouffe gets back?
Well, I think when Plouffe comes back, you'll see them both switch time, split time at third
that
base.
foul ball last night that he dropped was something.
I know, and then the other, he committed 2 errors.
Yeah.
He's committed 7 errors in the last 8 games he's played. And this is what it looks like, folks. We were warned about this. Someone said...
Do they think that just time at position will cure that?
They have no choice. They got to see if he can play. And after 2 or 3 years, he may end up at first base. Once Mars' contract is over, you may see Sano at first base forever.
He can't play third base unless he improves a lot. I mean, a couple of those balls that he blew, a high school guy would make the play.
The question on Twitter came up: does Sano play third base like a right fielder, or does he play right field like a third baseman?
Well, and again, now talking to back to your point about Buxton and to an extent Vargas and everybody else, you're talking to Hunter again when he's in town. He said, Tom Kelly, 1,200 at-bats. That's when my game changed, when I had about 1,200 at-bats. Do you believe repetition creates that?
Torrey Hunter's strong. Torrey Hunter, all it ever was going to take for Torrey Hunter is to not fall on his head swinging at the slider away.
Yeah.
Torrey Hunter, you threw him something in here, he could turn on. That he was strong. This kid's not strong.
Buxton's got to make adjustments, and we're going to have to see over the next year or 2 and see if it gets in his thick head that he's got to make changes, or he's going to be a 210 hitter for his career.
This kid's got to put on some weight.
That ain't happening.
And he's got to play winter ball and play a lot of games, and then there's some hope for him. But a funny thing, 3 center fielders who were former Twins. Spam's hit about 250.
I thought he was hitting higher than that.
A little bit higher.
Not now.
Revere struggled.
He's struggling.
How about Gomez?
All 3 of them are hitting around 250.
Okay. Throw those 3 in the outfield.
Which is 50 points better than Buxton.
I think I'd take Denard Span over Alex Meyer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look at the trade again, right? There we go. What'd you get?
In theory, you make the deal to get a guy who has a chance of being a front runner.
We need more Germans. We need more Germans.
Did it again today.
More Germans.
He's only hitting 245 though, but at least it looks like he takes better at bats.
0 when he got here.
Yeah.
So are they dealing? Coming up with the deadline?
They got to. They have to. They got to listen.
You think they trade Nunez?
I think they should seriously consider trading him. His stock
because he's never going to be higher.
Yeah, his stock isn't going to be higher than it is now, and all the suggestions suggest that he's going to crash down to earth here. I would take any offer they have for Nunez and try to turn him into a good player.
Who would you trade?
Center fielder.
Who would you trade from the Twins with the deadline coming up?
I don't know if they can get anything from almost anybody.
Yeah, they could.
I mean, I don't think anybody's going to give him anything for Santana with the money he's got coming. The shortstop, if they traded him, they'd be crazy. I don't think they have anybody to trade with the salaries those pitchers got, I don't think they'll trade.
Okay.
Santana and Nunez have to be seriously looked at to be dealt before the deadline. And you brought up Ryan Presley. That's an arm that some teams might be interested in.
Who do you trade?
Nunez and Ervin Santana.
But sir, Santana, if you want anything, you're going to have to pay
some salary.
$10 million.
But they should be open to doing that.
Yeah.
Look what this season's got them. They've
Take
got
a break,
to
come back,
change
stay
things
with
around
us.
here.
You're watching CW23.
Welcome back to the sports show. How do you like Major League Baseball right now as it stands? Who do you like, and do you think this game needs to be tweaked, or do you think it's in a good spot and we're not aware of it because we only see the Twins?
Here's the thing about Major League Baseball. They don't have an agreement after this year. And
there's not going to be a strike.
Let's see if something happens that they don't have an agreement. There's talk of 154 games. I don't think that'll happen because they would lose those 8 games on TV. But there's no sense that they'll make an agreement.
Well, what would the players possibly have to argue about?
The only thing would be is if they
you
shut
got
them
players
down,
making $30 million a year now.
Yeah,
there's too much money at stake for these sides to stare each other down at the December 1st deadline.
And the idea that they're ever going to get a salary cap is off the table for the owners. They're not going to fight about that, so they'll have an agreement.
Yeah.
But you got to act like you're doing something for the players. So they've seized this shorter season issue. I'd be all for it, but the players, of course, Tony Clark already has said, well, we shouldn't have to take a cut because the quality of baseball will be better if we only play 154 games. So
because more guys will be able to stay fresher and play in 150 games.
LaBelle, I was watching the 30 for 30 on Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry, of course, came through here, and Doc doesn't look quite right when you see him right now. You're not quite sure what's going on there, but
Let's
you know it's not.
this.
Hang tight.
When you get...
A quick question to him, and then we'll bring it your way again. But I think he's more, but a big part of that was their addictions, and they can't get over. It doesn't seem like Major League Baseball is that infected by other than performance-enhancing drugs.
Drugs of abuse.
Drugs of abuse. Do you think that's true or not?
I think it's fairly true. You know, you have with 700 something players in the league. The odds are favorable that someone is smoking some drug of recreation,
right, but in general, as I watched them, I thought,
those guys.
and they couldn't kick it.
It was awful. Dwight Gooden won 17 games at age 19. The next year, he won 24 games. He was set up to go to superstardom, and it's just a sad story.
What were you going to say?
It's hard to beat the demons.
Baseball has always made a lot of money. They have the best pension plan in history.
Boy, you got that right.
Tommy McKenna, the late trainer of the Mets, he was getting $100,000 a year.
Well, let me tell you something, big
for
boy.
a pension.
I was talking to one of the Twins coaches about Gardy's staff and who might, return eventually. And they said, I won't say which one, but he said, why would he come back? He's making $185,000 off his pension.
Yeah.
Why does he need to do anything?
That's good.
He's already made like $3-something million in the last few years too. On top of it.
I'm not talking about Gardy. I'm talking about one of his coaches.
Perhaps,
not Gardy. Yeah.
Perhaps
That's why I say
suspension.
Well, yeah, he's got to be capped out, right?
Yeah.
What were you going to say, LaBelle?
By the way, yesterday we were looking up Halsey Hall stuff because I want to get Halsey in the Hall of Fame, Twins Hall of Fame. And we ran across a Calvin interview in '84 on. Remember that Gary Gilson who used to do those interviews on Channel 2? And he had a panel, and he had Calvin on the panel about moving, and they were giving Calvin hell for not promoting the team enough. And he says, and Calvin goes off and he says, "Why am I going to go up and promote the team in Bemidji when the Bemidji people are trying to get everybody up there to go, everybody from here to go up there fishing, he said.
Let me tell you something.
So why should I bother with them?
Yes, it is.
Let me tell you something about Halsey Hall. He was the worst newspaper man who ever lived.
How so?
Charlie Johnson and I were going. I had to go with Charlie all the time because he was drinking. I said, you gotta take Halsey Hall off the baseball, and we'll put Breyer on. Okay, so I got Halsey Hall shifted from the morning paper to the afternoon paper. He was the worst copy reader. He was the worst reporter.
Okay.
But we loved him.
Well, what was he good at?
What were we loved him?
He's good at announcing, right?
We loved him.
What was it that? Why is he so renowned?
Pardon me?
Why is he so popular? I mean, I just barely remember.
Because he was Harry Carey here.
Yeah.
He was our Harry Carey.
I just wanted to see if he had that same impression.
Yes.
He was popular, but I'm just telling you, I was sports of the Tribune at the time, and everybody was complaining. He'd go to the radio show for 10 minutes, and we'd have two guys on the desk. He'd come back at midnight. Whoa.
That's what made him. That's what made him
take a break. Come back.
You guys got along great.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law. For all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us. And Edge Marketing and Promotional Products. From T-shirts to swag, featuring over 100,000 products. We can put your logo on anything.
Take every step without hesitation. Anticipate your next move with certainty. Because our trusted advisors help you prepare for challenges specific to your business. Our focus is always on you, so your focus is always forward. Experience the power of being understood. RSM, Audit, Tax, and Consulting for the Middle Market.
You're watching CW23.
Welcome back. Should athletes talk in political situations like the Minnesota Lynx did? Sid Hartman, do you think athletes should use their platform to talk when they're moved by something that happens in the country?
I don't want to get involved.
Lavelle, you take it then.
Well, look,
if you can't handle the toughies, I'll
look
get
at the history of this country. Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, athletes. Jim Brown continues to speak out on political and social issues.
Well, you guys ran a big thing in the paper today. You talked to, what, 9 different people, Patrick?
They did, yeah. I was not in on it. But, you know, I think it's up to them. You know, I don't think there should be pressure on him. I mean, a lot of people didn't like O.J. before he murdered 2 people because he wasn't an activist.
Right.
He didn't care.
Right. Exactly right.
You know, I don't have a problem with the Lakes doing what they want to do, but I sure don't have a problem with the cops seeing Black Lives Matter and walking out of the stadium.
I agree with you. I think
because to
you
me,
can't have
Black
one without the
Lives
other.
Matter says I'm a cop and I don't care about black lives.
Look, if an athlete has a strong opinion about something and they can speak with conviction, why not step up and speak up on behalf of their beliefs?
Does it matter to you where they do it? If they're doing it in an official capacity with a uniform on?
Well, okay, when the Clippers owner Sterling got in trouble, didn't the Clippers like wear some sort of United T-shirt?
Yeah, I can't remember what they did. They took
Here was the problem with the Lakes thing. They had the Mayo Clinic on the logo was on those T-shirts they were wearing, and all of a sudden you're putting the Mayo Clinic into this controversy, and they might not want to be there.
That's right.
I thought that the paper did a good job on this thing. I thought most of those guys, practically all of them, just made sense what they said. But there's so many things going on in this world right now. I mean, Baton Rouge today.
And let me add something. There was a hockey player that was a governor that passed away, Wendell Anderson. I got to know Wendell pretty well over the years because he worked downtown.
He was one of the best hockey players that John Mariucci ever coached. He was a great defenseman, and that's when they had great hockey teams. Teams that only team they couldn't beat, Michigan.
He would have
had a guy by the name of
He would have had a wonderful political career here if he hadn't appointed himself to the U.S. Senate.
But he had everything else rolling, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He was on the
Time magazine?
Time magazine with the big fish saying that Minnesota, the state that works, and he was there. So.
Time magazine, yeah. He was on the cover of Time magazine, like he said.
Yeah. He was an Olympian.
Yeah, and there's an athlete that became a politician.
Exactly. When that happens, a lot of athletes go into politics. Steve Largent, I think, is in politics, the former quarterback from Nebraska.
A lot have tried, too, and not made it. Lynn Swan ran. I mean, a lot of guys have tried, too, and not made it.
Like I said, it's up to that individual. We should not look down on someone for not speaking out. Michael Jordan took abuse.
Hey, I'm Monty, and he's Meat Sauce. We got our own show. We talk sports, a little entertainment.
What time will that be?
10 o'clock.
You got a website or a channel?
Tonight on VCW 23.
KDWB and CW23 want to send you to the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas. It's Zach Dillon from 101.3 KDWB. Watch Celebrity Name Game all this week at 5 on CW23 and look for the iHeartRadio Word of the Night. Then log on to KDWB.com, keyword contests, and register to win a trip for two to see the world's greatest artists perform live. The iHeartRadio Music Festival. Good luck from KDWB and CW23.
Why did we do this again? We thought it looked fun.
He put dog poop in my Mork and Mindy lunchbox.
I ducked him to a wall!
Tomorrow, starting at 9 on CW23.
I'll bring the popcorn.
With the sweet burn of moonshine on a burger. It's not illegal, but it tastes like it. Introducing the Midnight Moonshine Thick Burger with moonshine glaze on 100% Black Angus beef. Only at Hardee's.
Watch Comet TV on 23.2 and Comcast Cable. Visit CometTV.com for more information.
I'm Tony Stewart, Cup driver, and I'm a race fan too. And I love watching the Arctic Cat All-Star Circuit of Champions Wing Sprint Car Series, whether it's in person or on TV. These cars have 900 horsepower, giant tires, and reach speeds up to 160 mile an hour, and put on an amazing show for the fans. So check out the Arctic Cat All-Star Circuit of Champions Wing Sprint Car Series when we come to a town near you, or check us out right here on TV.
Sundays at 12 noon, starting July 24th, here on CW23.
Tuesday, July 26th, Mad TV returns on the CW.
No! Wait, what? Mad TV.
Better than ever. With new faces.
Peekaboo.
New characters. and all new episodes. Mad TV. New episodes premiere Tuesday, July 26th on the CW.
Watch Containment